he did what a lot of people did, which is get really close on the rules, and he got. And it is totally justified and completely within the rules of golf. And the R&A did what the USGA and the PGA Tour are too cowardice to do, and they called a guy for doing something wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BestBall Roundtable, where we have gathered the troops here to talk about the Open Championship. Going around the horn, I got Mr. Jonathan Hill, David Kirsch, Josh Decker, and myself. Guys, how are we doing? Happy end of major season.
Yeah, we're stuck till April.
We're all fired up.
Bring back Glory's last shot. That's what we need to do.
Oh man, what an event! I could go back and read through some of our text threads, and I think the
who won, by the way?
Who won? You were watching the Tour de France the whole time.
No, I was watching. I just don't remember.
Ryan Fox is your winner of the 154th Open Championship. He is I'll give you some facts. Second New Zealander to win the Open. Lowest rank in the world golf ranking since Darren Clark in 2011. Fox was 56th. Broken the record for the lowest position on the leaderboard after the first round to come back and win. He was tied for 85th. Man, there's a lot of things. First champion with a round of 62 during the Open that won. So yeah. First player to birdie the final hole of the Open to win since Cam Smith in 22, which they're going back to St. Andrews where Cam won next year. So, guys, what are some opening thoughts as we kick off this Open recap to talk about Mr. Ryan Fox and the other things of the weekend? What are some opening thoughts? Jonathan, I want to start with you.
Are we talking about Ryan Fox and golf, or are we just talking about the one guy that we all want to talk about?
Talking about Ryan Fox and golf, man.
Who's the one guy we all want to talk about? Because I don't know if it's the same.
Ooh, well, let's hold off on that. Let's do opening thoughts, and we'll see if we can all at the same time. 1, 2, 3, go. I thought that one, obviously incredible shots, folks that were really digging in across the board, right? What was it? 362s, number of guys that were out there in really bad positions that were making shots where they were literally telling the commentators walking by, like, that was the best shot of my life. And these are professional golfers talking about how they made the best shots of their life to lay up for par. I did find it interesting, separate from the issue that we'll talk about, I'm sure, the elephant in the room, but also just how well people played out of all the spots that they got put in. Finding ways that, like we talk about all the time, we want to see professional golfers challenged to do things. I don't know how many times they would go back to somebody on their knees trying to hit out of a bunker. That's awesome, right? That's the kind of stuff that we pull whenever we're at we're hanging out with some guys going, hey, watch this. And yet these are professionals who
I've never seen you do that.
Well, no, I'll putt out of the bunker, but I won't hit I won't hit like that out of the bunker. But people are doing stuff that's just, if you saw them on a Thursday afternoon twilight round and you saw someone doing that, you'd be like, yeah, that's awesome. But then to watch professionals who are literally thinking through the contortion they're going to do in order to hit some crazy shot. What a fun week. What a fun 4 days.
Yeah.
Links golf's the best. Links golf's the absolute best. To have 362s and 10 under still win the tournament, it was fantastic. I think I texted y'all yesterday. I was like, today could be electric with as low as guys can go. Right. And who is in the hunt. And yeah, we ended up with Cam Young hanging out in the clubhouse for nearly 3 hours waiting to see if there'd be a playoff or not, which was awesome.
I was telling my wife he could have gone to watch the 3-hour Odyssey and gotten back in time for a playoff.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome movie, by the way. I went and saw it last night. Yeah. Kirsch, what are your thoughts? Just opening thoughts. I know you got a lot of thoughts.
I think Fox was he was a problem like from as soon as he was the only guy that shot 62, but well, not only guy, Burns was there, but Burns we all know, but you knew out of Herbert and Fox that Fox was the one that was going to stick around at the end of the day. Xander said playing with him, he's like, those were tough pins. I didn't see that coming. Like he shot it, on the tougher of the 2 days to get it. He's a long time coming. I don't think he turned pro until he was 24. I don't think he won his first event until he was 25, something like that. Like he's been a slow burn, and I think it's really, really cool when somebody like that who, goes about it the right way, plays in the big events. He could have done, the easy way out probably, and chose to play competitive golf still. And, you saw him and Burns go at it last year at RBC. I think that was maybe 2 years ago, but I think it was last year when they had their long playoffs. So you knew that he was in it. You knew it was a comfortable pairing for both. And I just think it's awesome when a guy who puts in that much work, and, all these guys do obviously, but to get rewarded like that. And anytime an Australian or a New Zealander wins the Open, that's probably as close to their national Open as it's going to get. That's their version of the US Open. And I thought it was a great test and a great winner this week.
I wondered about the conversation with his wife when he made them move to Florida. And now he's like, look, we moved to Florida and I won a major championship. See, babe, we made the right call. Because, she probably didn't want to leave New Zealand.
No one would want to leave New Zealand.
No, that's where like the Hobbits and stuff are. They film special movies down there. And didn't his dad play for the All Blacks, like the rugby team?
Yeah, and didn't start playing golf till he was in his teens. It's a cool story.
Ryan?
Yeah.
He didn't play until he was 13. I don't think he played a competitive tournament until he was 18.
Wow. Jonathan, there's hope.
Senior tour, here I come.
There's hope. Wow.
There's hope. I mean, Jonathan didn't really start playing until mid-20s, so.
I'm 27, and I took 10 years off.
Yeah.
10 plus.
So, back at St. Andrews, I mean, they don't know about that 88. That could come in there and win the Open next year.
Now I got a driver. I'm not even using irons.
I know. You'd be dangerous. All right. Well, let's get into talking about some of the players, and let's jump in from the start. Everybody's favorite crusher from the 54 Tour, Mr. Bryson DeChambeau. Kirsch, I know he's one of your favorites. If we didn't have a Secret Santa restriction on no clothes or hats, you'd be decked out in some Crushers gear come Christmas time. But Kirsch, I do. Let's start with you, man. Let's get your take on Bryson, the situation with the ruling that cost him a couple strokes, and go. What you got?
I mean, I think first and foremost, the pampered pros and the way that they approach the game of golf and the way that they just, I'm so tired of them getting away with skirting the rules that it felt amazing to see him get got. And there's no doubt that he improved there's nobody who has ever played golf, watched him trample around in there, and did not think that he improved the path of his club. Not one person. Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Max Homa, some of them said he didn't do it intentionally, but every single person has said that he did improve it. There is no doubt. There is zero doubt he improved it. And it is something that happens all the time. Patrick Reed, slam it. All these guys that have 200 yards in and they get out of wood and they slam it down behind their club until you can see the back of the ball, and then all of a sudden they can hit an iron and get it up to the green. We have got to take the rules of golf back, and these pampered pros need to have a major come-upping, and we need to start hammering them with rules. If they want to go out and make the PGA Tour something, then we got to start calling balls and strikes. We need to start calling holding when there's a holding. We got to start doing these things. The whole gentleman's game, and I'm not going to call anybody out. That's why I love Matty Fitz. He's not afraid to do it. He's not afraid. Hovland's not afraid to say, like, hey, I don't like that. I don't think that drop was great. I think you're leaning a little too far forward. It's all the secret society and the bros, and Yeah, I do have a junior golfer, and we talk a lot about breaking the rules. You cannot stand behind you have no right to stand behind your ball. You have nothing. You lost the privilege of lining up your shot when you missed it 85 yards right. So you don't get to do that. And if you are going to do that, then you have to take a path that circumnavigates the really tall grass that's between your club and the ball. You don't get to do that just because it's part of your routine or it's because of what you want to do. And he got. Now, does everybody get it in that situation? I don't know. I would think so, because they were watching people and they had rules officials, and this was something that was very clear and obvious to them, and you could tell he pleaded his case. That it's ridiculous. But there is way too much rule skirting in general on the tour, and these guys have gotten away with it. And the USGA let Wyndham Clark get away with getting really close at the US Open, and we have got to take back the game from these pampered guys. I'm sorry, but that was totally justified. His response was a petulant child, and he deserved all of the blowback that he got. You've got to go in there and be like, hey, man, I disagree completely, but then go out and win the golf tournament. It cost you 2 shots, and then it had nothing to do with him laying an egg. Everything we saw in those first 2 days was a mirage anyway. Anybody and everybody knew that, and he never had it. It's the Fast and the Furious, man. I almost had you there. Like, you never even had your car, man. He was blowing the ball all over the place. He hit 9 fairways in the first 2 rounds and just kept getting lucky. And you know what happened on Saturday and Sunday? He stopped getting lucky, and he started hitting the ball all over the place, even further from those bad lies. So it had nothing to do with the outcome of the tournament. And he did what a lot of people did, which is get really close on the rules, and he got. And it is totally justified and completely within the rules of golf. And the R&A did what the USGA and the PGA Tour are too cowardice to do, and they called a guy for doing something wrong. And it needs to happen more often to more players.
All right. I love that. But Jonathan, I saw you shaking your head when Kerr said everybody in the world knew that what he was doing was wrong. So tell me what you were thinking there.
So not everyone. There are some players who have been very clear and said that there are some issues with the camera angles and things like that, right? That what we saw, what was out there, why he was arguing it in terms of where his footwork. I completely
Jonathan Smiley Coffee went out there and reenacted it and put up the grass and hit it on his way down. It was in the way. It was in the way. It doesn't matter the camera angle. It was in the way. Point blank. There is nothing else.
I'm not saying that. I think that's what you would agree to. I don't think everyone is. Whenever I tell my kids, you can't say everyone all the time or always. I will completely concede to you, especially as your son is in tournaments, and I think you're coaching him the exact right way. You have lost the right to do what you normally do, right? In the sense of like standing behind the ball and all that kind of stuff. But almost to a man, everyone that was clear about, not everyone, but most of them were clear. I've played with him. I don't think he did anything on purpose. Obviously, intentionality does not matter. He's not trying to cheat or anything like that. Also, they almost all said they would do the exact same thing. And a number of them said, no,
Who?
in terms of
I don't name names. I haven't heard a single pro. Max Homa said he wouldn't do it intentionally, but he did see how it could be called a penalty and that you can't stand behind your ball. Xander said the exact same thing. I don't think he did it intentionally, but you can't go right behind your ball. If you're going to go behind your ball, Xander said you have to loop around.
Which is what the R&A guys were trying to tell them.
Everybody has, like literally everybody, except for Bryson, and he doesn't count.
There were guys that were talking about how, like, he's on camera and I'm not, and I don't know how many times this happens. And that's where this is my struggle.
I think it was Russell Henley that said that.
There were rules officials standing there.
They're not referees with penalty flags.
Go hang out with Kevin Kisner. That's somebody that's there that says, hey, did you see it cross here? Am I going to take this proper drop the right way? They're a pro making lots of money that's been doing it for a long time. He's a U.S. amateur champion, a 2-time U.S. Open champion. My 14-year-old knows you cannot go stand behind the ball and trample grass. You can't knock a branch off. You can't knock a leaf off. You cannot do those things.
But they still call those rules officials over for a reason whenever they're issued. No, they were over there as well. No, before the cameras came on.
Robbie kind of touched on it. Like, they're not actively officiating, John. Like, they're there.
They're not refs with flags.
Yeah. So
But they're hired by the
that's
RNA. It's supposed to be this thing. Why are they not there? Why?
No,
Why?
there's
And
rules
this is
officials
the
at every
part.
tournament, but they're there to answer questions that the players might have, or if they have a question like, "Hey, can I do this?" Like Scotty today, like, "Hey, can I move this, or where do I need to drop this?" Like that's what a rules official is there for, too. In the moment before you do something that's going to be breaking a rule, you get clarification of, yeah, you can't do that. And
I
that's
think
what I mean.
someone there. If you're going to have a rules official, then they should be a rules official. They should be able to be the one to go, like literally on a
How
note.
is
Go,
one
you know
guy
what?
going to go around and watch all 3 guys' shots in a group? You
Then
can't
make
do
them
it.
have 3. It's a freaking major. After the cut, make like there are ways to make this work. The MLB adds extra umpires whenever they're in the postseason. You're in a
Well,
major. Make sure
that
this
takes
gets
away from it
covered.
being a gentleman's game, right? Like you're spending.
How about
But
Again,
don't
Coach just
cheat?
explicitly stated this isn't a
How about
gentleman's
don't
game
cheat?
anymore.
Don't cheat. And he
That's
got
but
caught. And if you
this
want to
is
be
the
the pro
thing.
and you want to go to Wisconsin or Canada and film YouTube videos before it, you can't complain that the camera got you either.
But this is the
He's
thing.
going around looking for cameras.
I understand, but you just said this is a problem that no one's addressing.
Yeah.
So if you really want to address it, then change the format in which it's going to be addressed. We're going to
No.
have a rules official. They're going to be with you. If they see anything at all, you need to understand they're going to write it down in the moment when they see it. And then they're going to confer with other officials later, either through video support.
Which is what
or
happened.
through. No, but
That's what
no one.
happened.
No, I'm talking about like in the moment. Someone needs to be said. The other thing too is they are picking and choosing some of the rules. According to the RNA, Rory should not have been saying the things that he said about Bryson. They're not supposed to publicly defame. That could literally be a disqualification. John Rahm threw a club and could have received a 2-stroke penalty as well, up to a 2-stroke penalty, and instead he gets warned. I'm just saying, and I'm with you, Curtis,
that's
on
the
the
rule.
sense
You
of
get warned
But
first.
that's
you
not
don't
even
have
a
to.
rule.
The rules
Right,
does
but
not say you have to be.
that's not a rule of golf. That is a doctrine that the 4 major championships have decided to use this year to curb poor behavior because they were tired of it. And
Then
that's
curb the
not part of
behavior
the
you're tired
rules
of.
of golf. The way that you curb the rules of golf, you go bust Bryson. You go say, no, you can't do that. And now the next guy knows you can't go do that because they're going to watch it. And I guarantee every single one of us watched that tournament on Saturday, and we all watched people approach their ball differently than they did on Thursday and Friday because they did not want to be the next guy to get caught improving their lie. Guys started to hover their clubs more. They stopped smashing the ground down. You stop it by enforcing it. You can't get everybody everywhere. Just like every ball and strike can't be called perfectly, even with the ABS system. You can't get every hold on every play in the NFL, but it doesn't mean you stop throwing your flags or you throw your flag on every one. You have to get the egregious ones. You have to get the certain ones. You got to get those ones so that you can rein the game in. It's not about getting every single one. Bryson got. That's it.
I think it's the first time in almost forever that anyone had received a 2-stroke penalty on something like that. Like, it just doesn't happen. And that's the hard part. Like, it just doesn't happen.
Dustin Johnson got it for grounding his club at Whistling Straits. Tiger Woods got it at Augusta National.
Well, you can't say Tiger Woods and say recently. I mean, my goodness gracious, when was the last time Tiger played at Augusta in any type of anything? I'm telling you,
2014,
again,
he got
your
penalized
point
for it.
is 100% accurate, Kirsch. They've all gotten away with it for way too long. My struggle is that in that moment, especially from the sense of when they even talked about how the fact, like, you could go back out there, you could have a conversation. A lot of times they were talking about how a lot of times you have these conversations, there's a back and forth, and sometimes they go, no, we understand. Like, we didn't have the exact date. We didn't have all the things that we think we might need in order to make a final decision. Clearly, they thought they did. I hold no ill will towards Bryson in terms of him being that animated and that frustrated, because camera or no camera, you're going to be frustrated in that moment. Like, it doesn't matter. You'd be going, what? Like, look at what I'm showing you. And he honestly believed it. What I just did had no impact whatsoever. That wasn't going to be an impact. It was behind my swing. My swing wasn't going to be there. These guys slam stuff, throw things, cuss whenever the cameras they're just as animated and frustrated.
It's just not the case. Joaquin Neiman got pissed off at the U.S. Open.
Oh yeah,
And he
and through
pulled
the club.
himself together and he shot 7 under par. He had a conversation in the parking lot. He talked to media, and then he went out and he played some of the best golf over that tournament.
I also
and
think
that
that
moment helped him. The same thing with Dustin Johnson on the 72nd hole, lost a major because of a penalty, essentially. And he didn't go around acting like a petulant child either. There
So
are people, the reason you don't remember them is that people don't act like that.
Do you think Rory was a petulant child whenever he didn't talk to the media in the 2025
Yes.
PGA Championship?
100%.
Okay, but then he gets to go up there and be in the high and mighty guy and say, I don't even like him. I think it's all blah, 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 blah. You want to talk performative? Talk about Rory McIlroy and how many times he speaks out of his butt whenever he's doing from one thing versus the other. It's just, it drives me nuts.
These are not apples to apples. This isn't even this isn't even an apples to apple. You're just saying stuff now. This is not an apples to apples comparison.
I think it is apples to apples.
No.
I just think
one of these people is serious and one of them isn't. No.
I think
he's highly unserious. He was in Canada filming YouTube videos last week, not preparing for the British Open. I'm sorry. He is not a serious golfer. There's a reason he showed himself
not a serious golfer.
He missed the cut in 3 majors this year.
Right.
They only
so
play
lots
4.
of other people.
No, nobody in the top 30 in the world.
Hey, how many people have won more than one major in the last 5 years? In the last 5 years, give me the players that have won more than one major.
Bryson's only won 1.
Rory.
Bryson's won 2.
No,
Rory,
it was 6 years
Scotty
ago.
Scheffler, and John Rahm. He won it in 2020. 6 years. He won it in 2020. And since then, John Rahm, Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, and Rory McIlroy are the only others that have won 2. He's a different golfer. He's embracing a side of golf that has never been embraced. He's clearly looking at revenue streams in terms of YouTube and all that kind of stuff. I'm okay with it.
Shell's Wonderful World of Golf came out 60 years ago. There's been one-on-one matches forever. He's not doing anything different. He's just a schmuck looking for attention. That's it. He's just a schmuck looking for attention. That's it. That's all it is.
I feel like there's a stretch. I feel like there's a stretch here that's getting past the point that Bryson acted like a child when somebody told him that he could not have what he wanted, right? Like that's, in my opinion, how he reacted.
I disagree. I don't. Okay, well then I'll say this: I would absolutely have been that same child. There's no way in the world, if you put me in that moment, that I'm not looking at it. And even to his credit, and I believe this, whether he admits it or not, there's absolutely a moment in that moment where you go, I don't know if I'm going to play tomorrow now. Like you just got wrecked emotionally. You came over there and he came back and played, to his credit, right? So he didn't talk to media. So many people haven't talked to media after really bad scenarios and situations in sports. We could go through a plethora of guys that have avoided media and maybe appropriately because there's nothing good to say. There's no way in the world he doesn't have a gotcha moment or something else that comes out.
You know he hasn't spoken to the media this year at a major championship.
Yep, I'm okay with that.
He did once after he spoke to one person after like round 1 this year of the Open, but that's it. He avoided every other time. How about like Sam Burns, right? Like he spoke to the media again after being in contention, leading in a major championship, and falling and not winning, and he's speaking to the media.
I'm around junior golfers all the time that get penalized, DQ'd, 2 strokes here, doing all sorts of things, and they do not behave that way. Literally nobody behaves that way. Not one golfer behaves that way. They just don't.
You can't. There's no way in the world you can't. There are people that behave that way. Now we may roast them, and we may be disappointed. They're not
professional golfers.
There are absolutely professional golfers. There's no way in the world that inside that tent, inside the clubhouse, inside wherever it is that they're doing scoring, the guys haven't absolutely lost their crap on officials, and no one has just talked about it. No way in the world. I mean, again, we talk about Rory. Rory has put himself on this pedestal this week, and that dude didn't talk to anybody. Whenever he says he didn't, he said, I feel like I've earned the right. I don't have to. That was his comment less than a year ago. I've earned the right that I don't have to talk to the media.
And he got blasted for that.
Right. I'm just saying there are other professionals that are not talking to the media across every sport all the time when something that drastic happens and you're emotionally way outside of left field.
If he doesn't want to talk to media Saturday night and he's talked to the media the entire year, I'm like, okay, cool. That's your one get out of jail card. You wrecked professional golf and told everybody that you were doing something else. Your league has literally fallen apart to the point that the foreign entity that propped up the league bailed on it. And now your boss is out there on CNBC begging for scraps and money. And because you have failed, you choose not to stand up in front and talk to the media and get actual questions asked to you, and you avoid everything. And then when you actually play in an event that matters, you miss the cut, and then you're probably going to make the cut, and you go out of your way to create a rules violation. And when you get got, you throw a fit. I'm sorry. There is nothing to it.
I don't know if he went out of his way. I don't think he was sitting there thinking, I'm going to create and become the lightning rod for this event and for all golfers in the future and their honor to their mothers on whether or not I stand on a blade of grass. I completely agree with you. And I will 100% defer to you when you talk about, like, there is a way. And I'm not saying he's the way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, like, Robbie and I had this conversation years ago when Tiger Woods' fiasco went on. I'm not here. Yeah, exactly. I'm not here to let my sports guys be the model of influence that I want my children to follow. None of them. I love watching professional athletes. I hold them in no esteem when it comes to their character that I expect out of the way my kids might act, right? Like, that's not it. I hope that maybe if they become a professional athlete, maybe they'll buy me a house. I don't know if they'd buy me a house, but I'd also like for them to behave maybe a certain way. But listen, the pressure that they're under, the place that they're under, I hold no ill against them. If at the end of a round, sometimes I get in my truck and I don't want to talk to anybody because of how bad I played. The last thing I want to do is get in front of a media. And I get it. There's a trade-off. That's a whole thing.
The NFL, the NBA, the Major League Baseball, the World Cup have rules that you have to talk. These guys they all do.
They don't.
Tom Brady never missed media.
They don't all do.
Ever.
Lots of people have left at the end of games, NBA, NFL, and everyone, and have avoided the media.
Jonathan.
They get
fined. So don't get fined. I'm just here.
Exactly. You've got someone making a joke of the entire thing.
You're saying
absolutely happens at the highest level.
Sure, Tom Brady probably skipped media once or twice in his career. He never missed media after losing the Super Bowl. He never did. Not one time. Nobody of importance skips the media more than golfers. Golfers are petulant children, especially the pros.
Again,
100%. I'm over it.
I agree with your initial perspective of something has to change, or the organizations that are in charge, Curse for PGA president, something has to change in order for that to matter. My problem or struggle is that it felt like they picked the lightning rod of a person in the lightning rod of a round, and there's no way in the world you can sit back here and say he should have just really hunkered down. No, man, you're emotionally wrecked.
So everybody sees, we've all seen social media all weekend.
Right.
Everybody and their brother who thought Bryson got totally railroaded. There would have been a video shown of somebody else doing the exact same thing and somebody saying they didn't get a penalty.
There was like a
you know how many of those videos you know how many of those videos existed from this week? 0. Because nobody else got on camera and improved their stance and lie the way that Bryson did to draw a penalty. Because it didn't
of them from other
happen.
majors.
You didn't listen. I said from this week. No, you can't go back and do anything else. I just said the USGA, the PGA Tour, they all have issues calling these guys out because they're afraid of the blowback. The RNA doesn't care, and I'm here for it. And he deserved it, flat out.
Yep. I sent you guys an article I would highly recommend to those out there. Andy Nesbitt, this was Sports Illustrated. I thought he nailed the comments. Mr. Decker has a hand raised. We're going to go to Mr. Decker,
He wants
please,
to talk about
floor.
Gordon Sargent finishing second in Punta Cana.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Decker.
So there are going to be other ones that fall into this category. And I'm about to do a complete 180 where you guys were. This is a major that Scotty Scheffler is going to look back on and realize that he should have won going away. He was the only player to finish in the top 20 that lost strokes on the greens.
Right.
He finished 144th strokes gained putting this week and was first tee to green.
Should have got a new putter.
Like it is. That's the jarring stat that I was telling you about before we started recording. Like it is nuts when you look at that, because I was like, it felt like every time I saw him hit his shot, he was on the putting green, or he was putting, had a putter in his hand, and he was on the green everywhere. But yeah, like it is wild. He lost 3.6 shots on the greens, and Ryan Fox gained nearly 4. Wow. I mean, if he puts decent, he wins this thing by like 3 or 4 shots. And it is crazy to me that he still has that big of a hole in his game with that club. Like everything else this week was elite except for that putter. And if he putts decent, if he finishes in the top half of the field in putting, he's going back to Dallas with another claret jug. And that, to me, that's what kind of stood out to me, other than Ryan Fox's pace of play on the back nine. But that's what's crazy to me is how Scotty really crapped the bed with the flat stick.
Did he talk to the media about it?
Probably.
Yeah,
he did.
He did.
More than likely.
Yeah.
So, speaking of media and quotes, let me. I thought this would be fun. I had access to the Open, the RNA media virtual stuff, and it was awesome. I never want to watch a golf tournament in a different way than watching it through this again, because you know how many commercials I saw through the my virtual media?
Apparently 0.
Donut. It was nonstop golf, and it was funny. I had it on like NBC or USA on the TV in the background, and just mind-numbing how many commercials I think.
NBC went to commercial, I think, 6 times in the last 37 minutes.
Yeah.
The last 37, like every time they were walking from their shot to their next shot.
I think I think I saw somewhere the world feed for Fox's winning putt versus NBC's putt. NBC, you see just him flat, can't tell anything, looking straight down at him. The world feed is from ground level looking at him putting with the entire grandstands behind him. And you can see like everybody go up and his caddy's reaction and his reaction and just, I mean, there's nothing to say.
It was amazing.
NBC's awful.
No, and like there were no cutaway to interviews. There were no like, hell, let's tell the story of this. Like they might like the announcers on there did an incredible job, but they never left coverage of golf. So it was awesome. Anyway, I thought it'd be fun. I'm gonna read out some quotes, and I want you to tell me if you think you and I didn't pick any like completely random people for a quote, but all right, here's one. Since we've kind of talked about this, the quote is, "I think maybe we need to be a little more strict in the way we are policing guys."
Not Bryce.
Who said that?
Who said we need to be
Sounds
a little
like
more
a Cantlay
strict?
It
quote.
wasn't Jonathan Hill. I could tell you that.
They would have had to have made the weekend to have said it because Bryson's thing was too late on Friday. I'm going to say Shane Lowry.
Okay. Any other guesses?
I said Cantlay.
It is neither. Scotty Scheffler. Scotty Scheffler.
Did he say that today? Did he say it today?
Yeah.
I haven't heard. Did he? I
Which
know Kevin Van Valkenburg asked him.
There was. We're going to talk about rules.
He followed the rules.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, but like
he did.
Who's that?
Scotty's anyway was ridiculous. Like, it goes back to these guys being pampered. Like we can't allow. You put up a grandstand. You missed by 180 yards. That's a you problem, not a grandstand problem.
Right.
Yep. But no, the other part of the quote, they had asked him about Bryson. He said, "I've been focused on the tournament. Opens a greater discussion for all that. I think we maybe need to police it a little more." But he says, I think this is just worth pointing out. Well, he said, we see when penalties happen, like you remember John Rahm a couple years ago at the Memorial when his ball moved in the rough, talking about cameras and stuff. And he said, Bryson's a guy I know for a real long time. Like I said, he's not a cheater. So Scotty's taken the high road, not going to call him out, but he says, I don't think he's a cheater. If he did it unintentionally, then okay. All right. Let's go with another one here. All right, we were just talking about Scotty's putting. For me, I haven't watched a ton of the golf, but it seems like a lot of the guys are struggling on the greens as well. And this is not Scotty.
I was going to say, that's not Scotty. Xander.
Okay, any other guesses?
I'll say Tommy.
I heard this quote, and I'm frustrated. I can't remember who was it that said it.
Rory McIlroy. Yep.
Oh.
All right. This one might be a little stretch. Hats off to the maintenance crew. I know they put plenty of hours in this week and are ready for maybe a cold one or a few after the tournament's done.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Ryan Fox.
No. Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler. I thought
Ricky
you said
Fowler
you weren't
sneaking
going
in
to pull
there.
anyone from right field.
Hey man, he played well. He snuck into a decent finish.
I was passing through the living room and saw orange. I'm like, I didn't know Ricky was even playing this weekend.
Everybody from Southport in the area have been incredible. Honestly, anybody that I spoke to has given one of the best opens ever. Everybody talks about it.
Brandon from Columbia.
Tommy. Hometown kid, Tommy Fleetwood. All right, a couple more. I hit a great tee shot on 17 to end up in an awful lie. Sometimes that's the way it goes.
Ryan Fox.
Sam Burns.
Oh, did he hit a bad one on 17?
No, he had a great drive, but
17 that ended right up in that bunker.
Well, Fox's fell into the bunker, but Burns smashed driver, he killed it, and he found
it kept running into the
somehow
jump.
his ball went and it went on. It was the only bad lie in the rough you saw all day. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. All right. The last one, and this is Ryan Fox. I'm just going to tell you it's Ryan Fox. They were asking him about, and I love this because I think it matters. He said he played cricket growing up, played almost every sport. He wanted to hit the ball hard. Everything happened fast. I was never methodical or anything. It just carried over into golf. He said, for me, and he's like, I don't feel like it's, and he says, I need to make sure this comes out right. It's not that difficult to pick a shot and pick a club. I get in there and it all happens quick. You hit, it's always going to be between one or two clubs into a green. And I just see the shot quickly, pick a shot quickly. And the less time I have to think about it, the less bad stuff can creep in there. I love it. I love that quote. Playing fast. Pick a club.
Amazing. It was
and just
absolutely
do it.
Amazing.
Yep. They were talking, I saw some quote from Colin Montgomery. He was talking about when Lee Trevino won the Open, I don't know, 40 years ago, something like that, 50 years ago. His round, he was about 4 hours, and now they're playing in about 5.5 hour rounds. Like it's incredible. All right. Who was a player? I put this question out there earlier for you guys. Which player was close, did not win the Open, but will win a major? And let's go with it not being somebody who's already won a major.
Oh, it's Burns.
Cam Young.
Cam Young, Burns, both of them.
Burns. So I wrote down Burns initially too, and then I put a question mark over it because we've now had a couple majors where he's been in the hunt on Sunday and hadn't managed to even. I mean, he what was he 2 over through 3 today? Or something like that. I might be wrong on that.
He was 1 under. He was 1 under through 3, and then I think he bogeyed 4, 5, and 6.
He bogeyed 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Who are you talking about? Sam
I was trying
Burns?
to keep up with it mid-sermon this morning.
Yeah.
He shot par, or 72. Was 70 par? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Burns is 29. He's 29.
God, that's
he's
crazy. But there's only 4 years.
Figuring it out. I know, but he's figuring. He'll pick one of these off. He's an infinitely better golfer than Fleetwood.
Yeah. There's something kind of fun between him and Cam Young. Like, I feel like they're kind of the same person, even though they're not. Like, their trajectory and kind of how their path is going on tour feels very similar, like almost parallel in that they're knocking on the door. They've won a couple times, haven't gotten the major across the finish line yet. And
he's 29 as well.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So Fleetwood, do you think Fleetwood ever gets one?
He's falling into Ricky territory now.
I think he would have loved to have been Ricky Fowler. When players have 4 top 5 finishes in a row in majors.
Y'all at majors.
I think he would have
Tommy,
killed. I think he would have killed to be Ricky Fowler.
I don't know. I like the comparison though. He has a tour championship.
Does he?
When does that come on?
Like he started with a head start. Like I mean,
Right.
that's like
The net
18th on
championship.
Scotty Scheffler's career accomplishment list at least.
But he's been close on a few of the majors as well.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
They tie because neither one has won one. What about someone like Siwoo Kim? Like when he got a 10 today, right? Did you guys think like? And for me, I've been like, he has been playing well lately. Like seems like a good ball striker and stuff, and then just kind of fell apart on the back nine. Do you think he or somebody like that, maybe Tom Kim, somebody from South Korea, could ever win one?
Well, I don't see Tom Kim necessarily getting it done, but I see Siwoo getting one. I mean, he could.
Though, I'm gonna push back on that, Kirsch, because before this call, we probably would have never said Ryan Fox was going to win a major.
Right.
And it takes 1 week. It takes 1 week to play your best golf. And if you do it that week and you just happen to be on a heater and Scotty Scheffler putts like the 144th player in the field, you might win.
If we would have been talking this morning and said, you know, who has the best chance out of these guys, Fox would have had a better chance in my mind than Fleetwood, than Kim, than Herbert, than Henley, than Gerard. Like Fox would have been right there with Burns, Scheffler. I mean, he was right there.
This week. We're talking about for now until eternity.
But I'm saying like I wouldn't even like I don't Siwoo is I think I would put him ahead of Herbert, Henley, Gerard right now. Like I'd put him ahead of those guys.
How about that iron Gerard hitting to the par 3 that landed? I mean, a hair over the bunker. What a golf shot!
Yeah.
The funny part was, I think it was like 3 groups later, they showed almost the exact same shot that missed by like 12 inches, and he's just like, I thought they were doing a replay of the same one because he kept talking about it.
It was Fox.
Like, yeah, I know, but that's the funny part.
He hit it backwards.
They're like, this one barely missed, and then I saw it come through again. It was in between there and FIFA, so we were watching with some people at the house. And then it comes back. I'm like, they're showing it again? Like, I know he just made it. It's like, Duke didn't make it.
But, I mean, catching that break, this was the moment that I'm like, Fox might win this thing. Like, catching the break he did in that bunker, quickly getting up there, playing it out, and then making the bogey, like getting up and down from there. Like, I'm like, that's different, right? Like, he had a bad lie. He could have been like, oh, what do I do? And like, you know, squatted around, trying different stances and all this other stuff. Maybe tried to smash the bunker behind it so he could get a good swing on it, hit it towards the hole. But he decided to go ahead and punch out. Thank you, Decker. I'm appreciating.
I mean, it did take Bryson like 9 minutes and 18 contortions to do the only thing he ever could do out of the bunker the other day.
So. Yeah, but I mean, it's golf, right? Like when you hit a bad shot, it's only you, right? Like you know, you can't blame the club. You can't do whatever. Like when you hit a bad shot, when you put it in a bad spot, or when you get a bad break, like Sam Burns, and you smash a drive and it just keeps going and ends up in junk. Like you figure out where to go next and you go. Like. And he did it and got up and down for the bogey, and I thought that might seal the deal. And then, of course, he had already birdied 3 of the last 5 anyway. So
yeah,
Jonathan, the way that you defend the indefensible sometimes, I think you may be rooting for Tiger Woods to become like a driving instructor or something.
A driving instructor. So here's my thing. This is the hard part about it.
Okay, here we go again. I'm about to go get another drink.
And Decker, this actually goes more to your point. Like. So Fox wins, and everyone loves whenever someone wins, and we're gonna talk about him soliloquy and stuff like that. But he shot a 62, right? He caught it hot. It was great. What was the average for the week? Robbie, do you have does anybody have an idea what the average might have been for the weekend? Or for all 4 days, let's say. What was the average? Let's say just in the cuts. What was the average for the week?
Stroke average for the final round. 70.603. Stroke average for the 4 rounds, 70.739.
Okay.
Thank you, media, for the Open.
You're going to have to play below average in order to be in contention in some capacity, right? But round 1, he shot a 72. Then he shot 268 and he won a 62. So even if he had shot to his own average, he would have been 7 strokes worse, right? So you have a day that puts you in a place that, to Decker's point, the world's best decides he forgot how to putt, right? You've got other of the world's best that are way down the list that for whatever reason didn't put it together over 4 days. And so whenever we start talking about, well, this person probably is never going to win and this one might win, and then you find someone that does, the reality is if you have, in most of these cases, if you have one good day and 3 a little bit better than average days, you are going to be in contention at a final. And it doesn't have to be your best golf ever. It doesn't have to be you're the best golf ever. It just has to be to that day, for whatever reason, you played the best golf that you've ever played. And then if you just simply, you're definitely playing below your average. Even the pros, even like a Scotty to win.
Yeah, but this argument kind of falls apart when you look at strokes gained. Like his strokes gained for the week, he wasn't even in the top 10.
Who, Fox?
He was outside the top 10.
His
total strokes gained for the week, like as a he was at 2.60 overall. Cam Young was at 6.6.
He gained nearly 4. He gained nearly 4 on the greens.
But this is why we hate analytics, though. Strokes gained says he should have been 10th. As it turns out, he was first. So
no, because Ricky Fowler, him, Bryson, they all putted really well. That's the only reason why. That's the reason why they were in there. But Bryson was the worst iron player in the tournament that made the cut. He was literally the worst golfer to hit the ball towards the green on the entire field.
And
YouTube golfer.
Oh, YouTube golfer. That's right.
And he won.
No, he didn't.
Oh, sorry. Who were you talking about? I thought we were.
No, I just said, like, you're talking about ball striking. You're talking about picking stuff up. I'm just saying, like, Fox didn't have an all-time great week. He had a good week, and he took advantage when he could take advantage, and he made some putts, and he was a top putter this week. Right, but because of his putting, he was a really good putter. But so was Ricky Fowler.
What it is, it's a part of the strokes that get counted.
I understand, but I'm saying Ricky Fowler had the exact same strokes gained putting and didn't finish number 1.
Because he shot more than a 62. Like, I understand strokes gained and you can get into the analytics, but it's like the dude shot a 62. I don't care how you did it. If you chip it every single time.
I'm trying to figure out what the argument is here.
Yeah, I don't.
My argument is that
in 4 rounds, whatever the stats say, he shot 1 less than the rest of the people.
I'm saying that whenever you look at who's going to win and not win and all that kind of stuff, you catch a heater, you got a chance. Like you're going to be there. And again, if he just played his average, he wouldn't have been there. If he had shot a 65, which is a really good round of golf.
If everybody played their average, like
that's why it's an average.
Yeah.
Like every winner of every tournament played above their average at some point ever in the history of golf.
I'm not talking about the tournament average. I'm talking about their average. But again, people do. Robbie and I had the question, like, would you pick Rory over the field or Scotty over the field? And neither one of them would have even been in the mix. I mean, Rory finished, I don't know, not even a Wikipedia top 10.
No, but he would have picked Scotty. Rory hasn't had it in a while. He was all over the place. I thought the Scottish Open was an immediate red flag of not to put any chips in the basket toward Rory.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's I don't know if feels like a circular discussion here. So let's then ask the question I threw out to you guys earlier. What's been your favorite major of the year?
This one.
No, you cannot say that, Decker. After the text you sent out, was that Decker or was that Curse? I was looking down.
They both said it.
The text that you sent about, what was it? I'm so bored already with how boring this is.
Bored. I said the leaderboard was trash. And for that first wave, I guess it was Thursday morning or Friday morning, it was terrible. It was awful. And I told you, I went on to explain myself. I wanted some drama. I wanted something intriguing, and we got that this afternoon. And there's also, Links Golf is the absolute best, and the R&A does an incredible job with this golf tournament. And like I already said, the fact that we had 3 62s, but still it was just 10 under that won it, that's a testament to the golf course and how challenging they still make these golf courses, even though the scoring is out there and available. That's just what's beautiful about it. That's what Links Golf is, I think, because they're short courses, but the penal aspects of those golf courses will bite a chunk out of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's awesome. So like today, especially like Cam going out and doing what he did this morning, that was nuts. I'm looking at it in church. I'm like, oh boy, he's about to go really, really low and just have to hang out. And that's what happened.
You might and he bogeyed 18.
Bogeyed 18.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, the U.S. Open didn't happen this year because Wyndham Clark's Wyndham Clark. Aaron Rai, great story. Meh, that was boring to me. The Masters was cool, but today was awesome. Today was awesome.
Yeah, the Open this year was my favorite as well.
It was a good 4 days of soap opera. I loved it. Even the trashy kind on Friday night.
I almost came on here and called it the Rules Official Open because I feel like we had more engagement with rules officials than any major in a while. Like every time you kind of turned and looked, it's like, oh wait, we have to bring in a rules official, talk about something. And then everything Friday night was wild. We don't need to rehash all that, but like just even like my wife was even completely dialed in, like completely enthralled by what was happening. We're trying to get out of the house for dinner, and we're watching the side by side of them showing the actual footage of when Bryson stepped in versus him out there with the RNA, which was hilarious. Regardless of your opinion of what happened and what transpired, that was theater, and it was awesome to watch.
So I think that speaks to your point, though, Decker, in terms of the course itself. Some of that being the fact that we don't play links golf here in the United States, so there are some things like, what do I do? But the idea that we talk about all the time, we want, Kirsch, this is your thing. The course has to ask the question or has to force you to answer a question. And this week, bar none over the year, I think asked the hardest questions at any given time, even for the guys that did really well.
Well, and that's like I was saying, like it's not a long golf course, but when you miss, you're penalized for it in a big, big way. Shameless plug, Sweetens Cove, like a drivable par 4 that has bunkers all around it that will kill you. So if you hit a perfect tee shot, you're going to have an eagle putt. If you miss that tee shot, you're probably going to be lucky to walk away with a 5 or a 6, and that's awesome.
Yep. Couple of more stats here as we move towards a close. In the 154 Opens, there have been 92 different champion golfers of the year.
That's cool.
Yep. And this, I did not know this. So this is the longest span of first-time winners. So their definition of first-time winners of the Open. The streak now sits at 13 first-time champions. So starting when Phil won it in 2013, every year since then, including this year, has been won by somebody different, and it's their first time winning the Open.
That's amazing.
So repeating is pretty tough, or just winning a second one sounds like it's pretty tough. So
that's a cool stat.
That is a cool stat. I like that. Shout out Tommy Fleetwood. All 4 rounds. Only player to compete all 4 rounds under 70. Home course advantage. You just couldn't get the rest of it, maybe. So, anyway, cool stats. Next year, the Open is at St. Andrews, which will be amazing to watch. What are you guys looking forward to from now until the Masters as it relates to golf?
All the breakdowns of PGA Frisco.
What's that?
I was going to say...
Sandwiched between Augusta National, Pebble Beach, and the old course is PGA Frisco.
We have Pebble also next year?
Yeah.
As the Open. Yeah.
I had a whole bit worked out as far as every major as a song or as a...
Let's do it.
As an artist, but maybe something that I don't know if it's something that we save for the off season and everybody has to do it or not,
I like that.
I had a pretty good bit set up and I think it'll hold up no matter what, but I was practicing. Eli's like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Were you going to sing it too or just say it?
No.
Well, then that doesn't
count. Are these just song titles for a major?
No, but comparing the to a song, to music, how does each major actually lay out?
Okay. Can you give us one example to help us as we prepare for our reconvening?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll give you my. Man, they're all good. I'm not gonna lie. I really like.
I just want to know what we need to do here.
It's just back from the golf course. When I was like, you know what, this actually reminds me of this. I'll say the U.S. Open. We'll go to that one first. The U.S. Open is smooth criminal because there's a part of us that all remembers, and you hear that beat come on and you think of Michael Jackson. You're like, oh yeah, the U.S. Open. You hear that NBC chimes. You're like, this is going to be awesome. And then the next thing you realize is like, shoot, it's the Alien Ant Farm version. Like, and that's like today's U.S. Open. Like, it sounds really, really close. It kind of even like if you're just listening to it, you're like, but something's just not quite what it used to be. That's the U.S. Open.
I love it. Well, stay tuned. We will all put some thoughts together. Maybe we expand it beyond just the majors, just to give us some more things to think about. So, well done. Anybody else? We got President's Cup coming up. Anybody excited for that?
I mean, Foxy's going to be back.
Yeah.
Siwoo.
Tom Kim.
Hey, they're going to be fired up,
don't
man.
know where it is at. Where is it even being played at? Oh, Medina. That's right. Is that the new Medina number 3 or whatever?
Yeah. Number 3. Yep.
Or the reverse.
Our friends at B Draddy and Zero Restriction are outfitting both teams, so that's pretty cool.
At least they're going to look good.
They are going to look good. Yep. Yeah, it should be fun. We'll talk before then. We'll do our music and golf show before then. So, all right. Any final comments before we check out of here?
Hope Scotty finds a putter.
Kirsch, I appreciate everything that you say and do about golf, and you are much smarter at golf than me. I will 100% defer to that, but I'm also going to argue a little bit with you on some things.
I love when you even have your. You can always tell too when he's even not 100% convinced that he believes everything he's going to say, but he's going to fight me on it. That's for sure.
Yes, and
there's a moment there.
I felt like I had to be the Bryson voice of defense in this plethora of social media and everything else. Like Robbie, I'll be honest, Robbie liked the Sports Illustrated. I didn't like that piece. I thought it was just somebody that could add it on and make sure people read it.
I haven't read it. I haven't read it yet. I tried to come in as blind as possible, and as soon as the tournament was over, we left to go to the golf course today. But I think the Open constantly delivers. I think it's right there. You know what you're gonna get. It builds. It just nails it, and they let the property be the property almost all the time. And I've never wanted to go to Northwest England and play that row of courses more than I do after watching this week.
100%.
I mean, like, oh man, that's an awesome part of the world right there, and just seemed like a really cool place. And they nail it. And next year is going to be at the old course, which doesn't get. It's hard to beat that. So, I don't think we're going to get 5 days or 4 straight days of sunshine and really firm conditions. That does not seem to be in the cards lately in the Scotland part of the rotation. But whenever you're in England, we tend to get a little bit firmer conditions. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays.
Yeah. What would you guys have shot at Birkdale this week?
With or without my 2-stroke penalty?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Jonathan's stomping all over the fescue of those golf balls.
Mid-90.
I think somewhere in the low 80s. I mean, you can't really get in trouble off the tees, and I do have a pretty good 3-iron that could just roll and roll and roll and roll and stay short of, like there's that's the thing. I think if you look at I'd be curious. I'm sure Justin Ray has it somewhere, but who finished DFL? Do you know? Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas.
But
finished dead last. After making the cut, he finished at +3. So it's only a 13-stroke difference between first and last. That's one of the tighter ones that you're going to find. And it was like there wasn't a ton of doubles. I think Bryson made one of the only triples that there just wasn't a lot of like car wrecks, but there weren't a lot of birdies either. So Scotty was right there, and I think he made like 9, 10, 11 birdies for the whole week. Right. And then he made 4 bogeys. There was just there weren't a lot of birdies. There were very few eagles outside of a chip in here or there, or a good drive on 5. it was just like, yeah, who's gonna putt and who's gonna be able to get up and down, and not put their ball in a bad spot off the tee.
Yep.
Spieth only missed finishing DFL by 5 shots, including the cut. He was 10 over. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He made a 9 on 17. That did it.
Wow.
They did say it was a hard hole. Oh, guys, it's been fun. Well done. Thank you guys for doing this. It's fun. If nothing else, all our takes that make sense to us and maybe not to anyone else. It is fun getting to hang out with you guys to do these things. So thanks for joining us.
Did Adam Scott finish in the top 10, or am I looking at
tied for 9th?
I never saw him on TV.
No.
Didn't even know he made the cut over the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, what an indictment! What an absolute indictment of NBC.
He didn't show up on our feed either, so don't worry about it.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Ricky Fowler tied for 18th, by the way, just for those keeping score at home. Man, you look at the leaderboard, and this will be my final comment. There's some good names on here.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted.
I mean, you got to look now to find them, but they were there.
Decker hates the
they
unknowns.
were there. Awesome.
I mean, everybody had a chance going into the weekend. Every single person. Ryan Fox was in T56, barely made the cut, and is the greatest, comeback win over the weekend. So, I mean, every single player had a chance, and he went out and finished birdie par birdie to win the Open.
There you go. Well done, guys. A lot of fun. Congrats to Spain, I guess, also for winning the World Cup. That was fun. So awesome. All right, until the next one, guys. We'll see you later. Thank y'all for being on another BestBall Roundtable.